It's Melody. Melody on CT 1051.
Yeah. He's right here in the studio. He finally pulled up. Oh my God!
So I was actually on.
He made it.
I was actually on the station in the car listening to Melody just go, Johnny Drill. It's good running late.
He's running late.
Like,
He's gonna come.
I'm coming, baby.
Okay. But now you have to blame Johnny Drill because I'm supposed to be calling people's loved ones right now, celebrating birthdays and everything, and saying happy birthday. Now Johnny has taken your time.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yes, and I also apologize. So everyone who is sending messages, like dozens of messages, I'm gonna make it up to you tomorrow. You know, Johnny's here. Let's just try to have a quick chat with Johnny. How are you doing, Johnny?
Good. Feels good to be back here.
Yes.
You know, it's very familiar, especially with Melody here. It's always a family place.
Yes, love to have you in the studio. And I can never stop talking about how many times we've met.
Yeah.
Johnny and I met for the first time when I was serving as a youth corps member here.
Oh, are you
and
serious?
You were on Bella's show, yeah.
Oh,
when you
wow.
came from Benin with your bag.
Oh my goodness,
with
you
Matthew.
remember?
Yeah, they
I
came now.
didn't even know you were here then.
Of course I was here. I was just there. I was watching Bella and I was like, no, Bella's my queen. So I was just watching like, okay, she's teaching me everything. And she's like, Melody, after you left, I'm like, did you know this boy? He's so talented. He's from Benin.
Aww.
And she told me how you messaged her or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, so yes, I've always like been following your journey. And after that, again, you've come over and over and over again.
Yes.
And it's so nice to have you. And you finally dropped your debut album. Oh my
yes,
God.
It's finally
We've
out.
been begging Johnny for the longest to drop
know.
his album and he has done it now. How does it make you feel?
Good. I feel excited. To be finally be able to put out this album and after so long, and it's almost like there's a weight that just got lifted from my shoulder.
I'm sure because people were literally dragging everything
exactly.
for your work. Yes.
So it's here, and the possibilities are endless. There's so much more to come.
I've got plenty of questions for you, and I don't even think I can exhaust it because of time. So let's just try to do as many as we can.
Okay.
Now, if you haven't checked out the album, you should. I told you earlier today on the show. I'm gonna play it for you right here the day it dropped, Before We Fall Asleep. It's by Johnny Drill. It's got a couple of songs with really amazing people, and you got Style Plus.
Yes.
How did you get that to work?
Style Plus, when I think of a generation of Nigerian love singers that rocked the nation, especially in a time when all the other music that's coming out were totally different from what they were putting out. For them to have been able to stand out in that time and think of it, Johnny Drill in 2021 doing just about the same thing. It was such a blessing, especially because they're such great icons, such people that changed the Nigerian music space.
Yes, they did.
For me to be able to have them on the same song was just a blessing. And I hit them up when I was in Abuja, and we actually did the song just a little over a week to the album release date.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes.
Okay. Please send in your questions. We're actually pressed for time. On WhatsApp 0909 916 4403. I'm going to try to ask him as many questions as I can. Ladies, get in here. You always have questions for Johnny. Someone says, "Oh, Johnny, please tell me you have no girlfriend. I need your kind of love and love songs in my life. Let's hook up now. I promise I have no problem." I'm going to ask you that one. You're not always going to ask such questions. Do you have a girlfriend?
I'm not married. That's a much
You've been
I can
finding
say.
a fee. Have we moved on from finding
married.
a fee?
It's history now. That chapter's closed.
So are you dating someone now?
I'm very much in a committed relationship with my music. And
Johnny, really?
That's the most important relationship right now.
Every time people talk about your music and you as an artist, people always say stuff like, "Oh, so Johnny's gonna be a fantastic lover boy. He sings about love every time." Do you think that you're a very romantic man?
I think so.
What's your definition of romance?
Well, maybe I'm not as romantic as my music, because I feel like when people listen to my music, there's like this whole perception of this.
Well, you created the perception.
Ultimate. Well, true.
Yes.
But it's just, sometimes you just think, hey, I wake up in the morning and, I sound like love itself.
You sound like love every day, Johnny.
And if I have a girlfriend, when she wakes up in the morning, I wake up singing to her.
Yeah.
And, there's roses on the bed.
You sing to me every day if you're my boyfriend, though.
Yeah, that's
every week.
That's very fairy tale-y. And I guess that's why this album was necessary, so I could be able to balance it out and be able to, sing about.
I agree with you, because on this album you actually touched on a lot of topics.
Yes,
Talking about this album with you and your music is really easy, because I literally listen to your music every day, so it's like really easy. You spoke about political issues. You dabbled into politics and social issues, which is not something we hear from you every day. Typically when we hear Johnny Drill, we just assume it's just about love, love. And to hear you talk about politics, that's really nice. Now, was that an intentional thing? Did you have to do that to prove a point that you can be more than love, or that is what you're actually about?
I don't think it was about proving a point. I think it was more from a necessity perspective.
Okay.
It's easy to get carried away with being an artist and just singing about all the things that people want to hear.
Yeah.
And ignore more pressing social political issues that we're facing in the country. And I guess for me, besides just being able to be an artist and just sing, I wanted to be able to be a voice and use my talent, my gift to be able to touch on these issues. And I think that now more than ever before, it's just necessary for artists to speak out. There's so much has been going on, and I'm just grateful to be able to use my voice, and with this album to be able to touch on some of these things for the first time. Ordinarily you think that, hey, love songs all the way, but of course the songs like Lost in the Rhythm, which touches on the the NSAS protest and all that, police brutality, and then we have Lies, which was more from a general
like
political
and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So someone sent in a message saying, Lost in the Rhythm, have you ever been arrested by the Nigerian police?
I don't think there's no Nigerian youth that's never been arrested. I doubt that. I've had my run-in with the police officers a number of times for no just reason.
Yeah. I
think the worst of it was, one time when I had to ride with them and then take him to the station, and then Debola Williams, God bless that man, he was
Saved
the one.
you?
Exactly, he came in just at the right time. And I mean, I'm just imagine if I, as an artist who's gained a certain level of popularity, go through things like this. Imagine what the average youth, the average guy out there would be going through.
Okay, hi Johnny. I love. I'm literally saying what they said. I love your new album. And I'm a very big fan. What inspires you, JD?
What inspires you, JD? What inspires you, Johnny? Well,
I was going to tell the person. So there's Johnny Drill and there's JD. Now, JD is Johnny Drill's alter ego. Am I correct?
Yes.
You see, I know Johnny Drill so well.
Yes.
So JD is his alter ego that does bad stuff. Right.
Yes.
So what inspires JD? I want to know about JD.
What inspires JD? JD is inspired by all the things that Johnny cannot be.
Is that a real Johnny Drill?
Yes, that is a real Johnny Drill.
So when was the last time you went to the club?
Last time I went to the
club.
JD,
sorry. Yes. Hi, JD. When was the last time you went to the club?
Last time I went to the club as JD.
Yes.
Was last week, Thursday.
No, that was for your album thing. Nah, I mean outside of your album thing. As JD, do you dress up to go to the club?
As JD would definitely go to the club.
Okay.
I think JD would go to the club. JD was last in the club. I mean, besides the album thingy. Last month in Abuja.
Give me 3 fun things that JD has done.
3 fun things?
Yes.
3 fun things JD has done. Whew, JD's done a lot of stuff. I mean, do you mean on my social media?
I don't know. Anything.
I don't want to say they're not very good for radio. They're not very good for radio. So I'd rather not say.
Okay. So back to the album. Working with Don Jazzy, definitely. Yes. How did that one happen? You're signed to Maven. It's definitely easy to get, have access to Don Jazzy. But you made him really sing about love.
I think first of all, big shout out to Don Jazzy for being such a humble person and giving me that opportunity to have him on a song.
Yeah.
As much as it's fact that we're I'm signed to Maven Records and he's the boss.
Yeah.
Like you think that would be easy to but you have to want something. You have to feel like, hey, I want to do this with this guy to actually do it. And so big shout out to him for being on that song. And I would say getting Jazzy on that song was one of the easiest parts of making the project because just it was as easy as, hey boss, I want you on the song. Hey, right, let's do it. And I go over to his place and we record Jazz's verse in like 20 minutes. He writes and we record.
He wrote that verse.
Yes, it's just about 20 minutes, and and straight up we had that song.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Before We Fall Asleep is everything that we hoped it was going to be.
Yeah.
I was expecting more sad love songs.
There's
how many?
The album has like 60-70% of sad love songs. So it's perfect for you, Melody. It is perfect. From Loving Is Harder to Ludo to Before I Let Go to Clocks to
true.
Come on, it's
true. Let me talk about the collaboration that I was expecting that I did not see. John Bellion.
Yeah.
Why didn't that happen?
Why didn't it happen for the album?
Yes.
Because the album had to be the album. It had to have these songs. The John Bellion conversation is something bigger. I can't talk about it as much, but it is still something.
Is it going to happen?
It will definitely happen at some point.
At some point.
Yeah, but I can't give you too much details.
I don't care about that. I'm going to ask you again. I saw both of you in the studio. Was he working on something? Did he help you with the album?
Of course, he had input here and there.
Okay.
But that wasn't the main thing for him. It's a different thing entirely. You're not gonna make me say, but it's a different thing entirely.
So I always have conversations with artists and everything. I was having a conversation with Mologo, and he said he's been trying to work with you for a minute.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
And you've not been forthcoming.
Is that what he said?
Not really, but
I'm one of the most forthcoming people you'll ever meet.
I think he's been trying to reach you.
I think he's probably been thinking about it. I don't know if he's reached out. I know first of all, I was the one that followed Mologo. I'm more of a fan of him than he is.
He's such a huge fan. He was talking about wanting to work with you so much.
Oh man, I'm sure that will happen at some point. I'm such a huge fan of Mologo. I think he just dropped a project as well.
Yes, he just dropped a project,
which is amazing. So definitely, I think that will happen in time.
Then Chike
is my guy now. Chike, I've known Chike. In fact, I've worked with Chike I think first time I worked with Chike was probably 4 years ago.
Okay.
I worked on a bunch of stuff he was doing. There was a live acoustic freestyle thing he was doing, so I'd helped with mixing. I think then when Soldier, the song on the project, was on that. I remember I was working on it then. So super talented guy.
Really?
I'm sure that song at some point we're gonna make it.
Okay. So back to what we have right now.
Yeah.
Before We Fall Asleep, why that title?
Before we fall, as a matter of fact, the full title of the full title is Fall in Love Before We Fall Asleep, but that would have been too long.
Because I kept trying to understand why Before We Fall Asleep.
Yeah, but it plays on the whole essence of time and doing all the things you need to do right now while you still can, and not waiting too long. If there's someone you need to tell I love you, if there's someone you need to say I'm sorry to, if there's someone you're crushing on and you want to make that move, but you've been holding back for so long. If there's someone you have to make up with, your family, your friend, anyone, why not do it now before we fall asleep, before we're out of time? Well,
you should tell me you're sorry, because you've been breaking my heart.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let me just tell you
Melody.
all the ways. Last year, I basically was begging Johnny to do something for the fans. A concert.
Really?
A mini concert. We had a conversation. I know COVID was happening, and you were like, it's difficult to do that. But I said, do something. A parlor thing, whatever. Are we going to get a concert this year?
Yes. The Johnny's Real Life shows series are back this year. I know a lot of fans have been waiting for that. We didn't have it all of last year, and it was.
So you're sure?
Definitely, we're back this year.
Yes,
we're back. Definitely, 100%. The shows are back.
Okay. So that one is on lock.
Yes.
And you're gonna be performing songs Before We Fall Asleep, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to be like an extension of the Before We Fall Asleep project. It's almost going to be like an album tour.
Okay.
But I know we're doing Lagos this year. I know we're doing Abuja.
Okay.
But we're probably going to do like 1 or 2 more cities. And
that's nice.
Yes. That's
super nice. Okay, so Johnny Drill, how do you respond to the conversation or to the question around your originality and your sound? People saying stuff like, Johnny Drill sounds like this person. He sounds like that person. Did he get the sound from somewhere else? What is his original sound?
I think, if anything, one of the things I've stood for over time as an artist in this industry, at least for the last 5 years, if you want to stretch it to when I started professionally 8 years, is the fact that I've stood out. I've tried to stand out as much as I could, and I think again the conversations, a lot more of the conversations have been more. Is it versatile? What more can he do? Is
it just only sad love songs? Can he try other things?
Exactly, and I think it's one of the things, and not me trying to prove a point, but just to be able to grow and evolve as an artist. I've especially with this Before We Fall Asleep album that just dropped, I've tried to be as daring as I could.
Okay.
And that's why if you listen from songs like Loving Is Harder, it's not your typical Johnny Drill song. It's very R&B influenced. For a song like Over featuring Don Jazzy, it's very dance hall influenced, which is very unusual for Johnny. But at the core of all of this is still the same musicality that Johnny Drill has always stood for.
Okay.
So I don't think people have ever questioned the fact that I'm unique or I'm different. I think it's more been hey, can he be versatile? Can he be this?
More?
And I think a lot of those sentiments have been quenched with the album that just dropped.
Okay. So Johnny, I know that you're a very family oriented person.
Yeah.
You're really about your mom, about your dad, values and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I think the first time I heard you talk on radio, or you had I can't remember, but the first or second time you were here and we're talking about your music and everything.
Yeah.
You were very big on values, like as Johnny Drill, I won't do this, I won't do that. Maybe I won't go to the club.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't drink and stuff like that. Has that stretched?
I think for the most part I have stayed as true as I can to my core values and to the things I believe in. First and foremost, aside of God is my family. That is the center of where my value system. And I don't think that's changed much. And if anything, I've kind of missed being with family as often as I could.
Yeah.
And not because I cannot, but a lot of times it's just very hard to be able to have that time, especially when you're so focused on the music, on creating the album, on pushing the album and all that, to be able to have time for these other aspects of my life. And a lot of times that kind of makes me sad. Why sometimes, I go, for example, I only get to visit my home in Benin like twice a year these days. Sometimes I only go once a year.
Okay.
And it just made me realize since I moved in 2017 that every time I go back home every year, it just I can tell my parents have gotten slightly older, and it just feels like I've missed like
1 year,
like a period of time of their lives. And I guess for me it's just to make that deliberate effort to go home as often as I can, and even to invite them to come visit me.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but family core values, definitely.
Okay, so Johnny, has your cooking gotten better?
My cooking?
I know you be burning stuff every time, always burning something.
My cooking, I don't think so. I haven't cooked as much in the last couple of months.
Wow.
But I know before I took that break, I was burning a lot of stuff.
You were?
I was, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
My studio is upstairs.
Okay.
Right? And the kitchen is all the way downstairs.
Okay.
So, if I was cooking and the food started to burn,
it took a while for you to get there.
Before the smell of the burning would get upstairs, just know the food has gone.
Gone.
Exactly. So sometimes you get distracted when you're making so much music and you're all sucked into that, and then all of a sudden you start to smell something.
You're like, wait.
And then you now remember I put something on the fire, and then start running down. And by the time you're down, it's so
Melody,
it's not my fault, really.
Please tell Johnny Jill I love Mystery Girl. That one came in from Mutiu.
Oh, thank you, Mutiu from Ikeja.
So Mystery Girl, talking about Mystery Girls, how many Mystery Girls have you met in recent times?
How many Mystery Girls I've met in recent times?
How many times you get girls?
So how do you define Mystery Girls?
Wait, how many times you get girls telling you, "Oh, Johnny, I want to be your girlfriend. I know you make a fantastic boyfriend. You sing to me. You've been in love with my life." You
mean on social media? Do you mean?
Yes, of course.
On social media,
every day.
It's pretty often, but I think it's more from a fan. I'm trying to be cheeky. I'm trying to be, but I don't really think it. Of course, I've had a few people go like extra mile with.
What do you mean? But what's the craziest thing a female fan has ever done?
So back when I was still, like a couple of years ago, I used to be even more open to meeting fans, right? So I know a couple of times fans will hit me up and be like, "Yeah, I want to hang out with you," and I'll be like, "Yeah, sure." And then I'll go on this hangout, which will eventually now become like a date. Okay. And then it just gets awkward, and they start getting all and then I just guess like. I just wanted to hang out with you.
I tell you when to talk about my music.
Yeah, it's just I'm just trying to be friendly. I'm not really but it's just. So after a while, I stopped. Hang. Even if I hang out with them, I have to hang out with like my people.
Your people, your manager and stuff like that. Kind of okay, Johnny. Thank you so much for pulling up on us.
It's Melody for the Melody on City 105.1.